tearing into details inside Life of a Showgirl track Opalite.
Okay, so imagine this. Taylor Swift drops a new album, and within seconds, literally seconds, the Swifties have already dissected every lyric, connected 17 dots that nobody else even knew existed, and somehow linked it all back to a 3-year-old Instagram post. Classic Tuesday, right? But here's where it gets juicy. Fans are absolutely convinced that Taylor threw some serious shade at Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend Kayla Nicole in a track that supposedly doesn't even exist yet. We're talking about a song called Opalite from a rumored album titled The Life of a Showgirl, and let me tell you, the theories are wild. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the most speculative, conspiracy-laden, deliciously dramatic theory the Swiftie universe has cooked up recently. Welcome back to Fame Monarchy, where we don't just report the tea, we steep it, serve it, and analyze the leaves at the bottom of the cup. Now, before we go any further, let's get one thing crystal clear. None of this is confirmed. We're operating in pure theory territory here, folks. This is fan speculation at its finest, which means we could be absolutely right, or we could be reading hieroglyphics on a Chipotle receipt. But that's what makes it fun, isn't it? The possibility, the mystery, the chance that Taylor Swift, lyrical mastermind and certified petty queen when provoked, might have embedded an entire relationship autopsy into a 3-minute ballad. So let's break down this theory piece by piece, and see if the Swifties are onto something, or if we've all collectively lost our minds. The theory centers around a track supposedly called Opalite, which fans believe would be track 3 on this mythical album. And here's where it gets clever. Opalite isn't just a random pretty word Taylor allegedly pulled from her endless file of lyrical gold. It's supposedly a reference to opal, which happens to be Travis Kelce's birthstone. Already we're seeing the Taylor Swift signature move. Take something personal, something intimate, and turn it into a metaphor so layered that English teachers everywhere weep with joy. According to the theory, this song would chronicle the journey of two people finding each other after swimming through a sea of unsuccessful relationships. Romantic, right? But here's where the plot thickens faster than day-old oatmeal. The speculation really heats up in what fans believe would be the second verse. Picture this. Taylor allegedly sings about someone who couldn't understand it, why you felt alone. Then comes the knockout punch. You were in it for real, she was in her phone. You were just a pose. Ouch. If that's not a read, I don't know what is. Fans immediately connected these supposed lyrics to Kayla Nicole, who dated Travis on and off from 2017 to 2022. And here's where the internet did what the internet does best. It dug up receipts. An old video of Kayla and Travis at a restaurant resurfaced, and it's uncomfortably aligned with these theoretical lyrics. In the clip, Kayla's sipping wine and scrolling through her phone while Travis looks about as thrilled as someone stuck in traffic during a heat wave. In this video, which, by the way, could be completely innocent and taken wildly out of context, but let's be real, when has that ever stopped the internet? Travis literally tells Kayla, "Just drink the wine so we can go." And she giggles, swishes her wine like she's auditioning for a commercial, and drops this absolute bombshell. Sometimes if someone would pay me attention, I wouldn't have to go on social media and seek validation from a bunch of strangers on the internet. Travis tries to grab her phone, practically begging her to get off it, asking if they can please just leave. Now, whether this was a serious moment or playful banter between them, we'll never really know. But you can bet your bottom dollar that Swifties screenshot that video faster than you can say, Easter egg, and filed it under evidence, Exhibit A. So let's talk about what this theory is really suggesting. If these lyrics exist, and that's a massive if, they would paint a picture of Travis feeling like a prop in someone else's performance rather than a partner in an actual relationship. The line, "You were just a pose," hits different when you think about it in the context of Instagram culture, doesn't it? We live in an age where relationships are often curated for public consumption, where the perfect couple photo matters more than the actual conversation happening behind the camera. And if Taylor did write something like this, she'd be tapping into something pretty universal. The loneliness of being with someone who's physically present but emotionally checked out, too busy crafting their online persona to notice you're sitting right there. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The supposed lyrics continue with, "You finally left the table, and what a simple thought, you're starving till you're not." This is poetry, people. Whether it's real or imagined, this line captures that moment when someone finally walks away from something that's been slowly draining them. The metaphor of leaving the table when you're being starved? Chef's kiss. It's exactly the kind of sharp, economical storytelling that Taylor's known for. She doesn't need 10 verses to explain a feeling. She gives you one image and suddenly you feel it. You've been at that table. We've all been at that table. Now, in this theoretical universe where Taylor actually discussed this song, fans speculate she would have revealed that Opalite refers to man-made opal, which would be such a Taylor move. She'd take this gemstone reference and spin it into a whole metaphor about how happiness can be man-made too. How sometimes you have to actively construct your own joy rather than waiting for it to fall from the sky like some kind of emotional lottery. It's about agency. It's about choosing. And if we're running with this theory, it would suggest that Travis actively chose to leave a situation that wasn't serving him and build something authentic instead. That's the kind of narrative arc that makes for compelling songwriting, whether it actually exists or not. But let's pump the brakes for a second and look at this from another angle. Kayla Nicole is a real person with real feelings, and the internet's tendency to turn people into villains based on fragmented evidence and speculative lyrics is, frankly, kind of terrifying. We don't know what her relationship with Travis was really like. We saw glimpses, carefully edited glimpses, mind you, through social media and the occasional paparazzi photo. That video everyone's analyzing could have been shot on a day when she had a legitimate emergency she was dealing with on her phone. Or maybe they were joking around, and Travis was playing up his frustration for the camera. Context matters, and we have exactly zero context. So while it's fun to theorize about whether Taylor might have thrown shade, let's remember that shade thrown at a real person based on internet speculation can do real damage. Here's another layer to consider. If Taylor did write something like this, and again we have no confirmation that she did, would it even be about Kayla specifically, or would it be more about the broader experience of watching someone you love go through a relationship that clearly wasn't working? Sometimes artists write from an observational perspective rather than a vindictive one. There's a difference between maliciously dragging someone and honestly describing a situation that your partner went through before you came into the picture. Intent matters. And knowing Taylor's evolution as an artist, especially in recent years, she's become more nuanced in how she approaches other people's stories. She's moved away from the obvious call-outs of her earlier work and towards something more mature, more layered, more interested in exploring emotional truth than scoring points. The Swifties who originated this theory also pointed out that Travis's birthstone being opal and the song supposedly being titled Opalite would mean Taylor was literally naming a song after him, or at least after his birthstone. That's next-level romantic if true. It's the kind of intimate detail that fans eat up because it feels like being led into a secret. And that's always been Taylor's superpower, hasn't it? Making millions of people feel like she's writing specifically to them, for them, about experiences they've had. Whether she's writing about Travis, about herself, about some fictional characters, or about real people in thinly veiled metaphors, she makes it feel personal. That's artistry. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The album title, The Life of a Showgirl, that this theory hinges on doesn't exist as far as we know. There's no confirmed album, no confirmed track list, no confirmed lyrics. This entire theory is built on speculation, whispers, supposed insider information that may or may not be accurate, and the Swifties' supernatural ability to manifest Easter eggs where none may actually exist. But you know what? That's part of the fun. The speculation. The theorizing. The collective experience of trying to crack the Taylor Swift code before she reveals what she's actually been planning all along. It's a game, and everyone's playing. What we do know for certain is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have been in a relationship, and that relationship has been very public. We know that Travis dated Kayla Nicole before Taylor, and that their relationship ended before Travis and Taylor got together. We know that Taylor has a history of writing about her experiences and the experiences of people she cares about. And we know that fans are incredibly good at picking up on subtle references, patterns, and potential Easter eggs. Whether they're right about this one, time will tell. Or maybe it won't, because maybe there's nothing to be right about. Here's what makes this theory so compelling, though, regardless of whether it's accurate. It fits the narrative structure that Taylor's used throughout her career. She tells stories. She chronicles relationship phases. She processes emotions through her art. And she doesn't shy away from addressing uncomfortable truths or complicated situations. If she were to write about Travis's previous relationship from her perspective, as someone watching the person she loves emerge from something that clearly wasn't right, that would be entirely on brand. It wouldn't even be particularly surprising. What would be surprising is if she did it without any shade, any edge, any of that signature Swift sharpness that makes her lyrics so quotable. The bottom line is this. We're all essentially doing creative writing exercises here, imagining what Taylor might write, could write, or has possibly already written and locked in a vault somewhere. The theory about Opalite and the supposed shade thrown at Kayla Nicole is exactly that, a theory. It's entertainment. It's speculation. It's fans doing what fans do best, which is obsess over every possible detail and construct elaborate narratives that may or may not have any basis in reality. And honestly, there's something kind of beautiful about that. It shows how invested people are, how much they care, how much Taylor's storytelling resonates, that people want to be part of uncovering the story before it's even fully told. So did Taylor Swift shade Kayla Nicole in a song called Opalite? Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not, because as far as we know, Opalite doesn't exist. But could she? Absolutely. Would she? Well, that depends on a lot of factors we're not privy to. What's more interesting than whether this specific theory is true is what it reveals about how we consume celebrity narratives, how we construct meaning from fragments of information, and how powerful Taylor's storytelling has become that people are analyzing lyrics that might not even exist yet. What do you think? Are the Swifties onto something with this theory, or have we all collectively lost the plot? And if Taylor did write something like this, would it be shade or just honest storytelling? Drop your theories in the comments because I know you have thoughts. And stick around because we've got more Fame Monarchy content coming that'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew about your favorite celebrities. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we're uncovering next.